Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great Tuesday. We are back in AMS2 this evening for Formula USA Round 9 at the National Park of Speed, Road America. Super excited. This is a wonderful track to watch. Very fast, smooth, and technical circuit. Beautiful scenery. Super excited for this race. That being said, I will not be driving this evening. I have passed... Okay. My game crashed. I have passed that role on to Sean this evening. He'll be handling the number 27 U.S. Air Force Formula car this evening. He wasn't feeling up to the broadcast tonight, and I didn't want this broadcast to get missed, so we thought, hey, let's do a little switcheroo. I'll stream the broadcast tonight, and he'll race in my place. Now, caveat to that, I will forfeit any position other than last. So if I finish last, those are the points I'll take. If I finished first, everybody else will move up the chain, and I'll take the points for last, essentially. So, obviously, if I get fastest lap, that's a different story. But, just trying to keep the level playing field since I'm not technically the one driving. I don't want to take it out of anybody else. So, but it'll be a good opportunity to see the boss man in action behind the wheel of my car, and still get me a chance to participate in some capacity in the event. So, those of you that are just joining us, this is America's Racing League. This is the Formula USA Championship. The first season is going to be a full 2025 calendar. 16 rounds takes place over the course of, 32 weeks. So, most of a year. Future seasons, I think we'll be looking at dialing some stuff back and making some adjustments, but boy, we have got a great race lined up, I think. Some new folks here running in some other liveries, and we've also got where is Jeff H is in pit lane, although I think I just watched him depart. So we are going to watch our current championship leader as he takes to Road America for his first practice laps. While we've got our championship leader on the screen, we're going to go over championship standings, because boy howdy did they get shaken up last week, I guess last round, at Gateway. Let me pull up our championships here. Sit tight one moment. All right, so championship standings, and we are going to kind of go through the best we can here. Jeff H currently leading the championship with 289 points. Trailing behind, and doesn't seem to be here this evening, Thiago Moreira at 240 points. Following behind Thiago Moreira is It's No Use, the rapid Spaniard who dominated us in Barcelona. He is currently trailing in third with 211 points. We Sir is sitting in fourth with 205 points. Tiago Lorena, unavailable this evening, at fifth place with 199 points. Mr. Friday here, sixth place with 137 points. Papa Bless sitting in seventh place. He's got 137 points. He's had some unfortunate mechanics. He was our championship winner in LMDH, and he is at 116 points right now in 10th place. Teddy, first night back on track in a little while, sitting at 71 points. 92 points in P11. Anashi, we don't have this evening. Patches, I don't think I see Patches in there tonight. Hang on, I'm gonna hide this so we don't get any randos joining. think my internet is dropping in and out, is what's happening. Hopefully that stops. My internet has been a bit of a bitch tonight. Matty Ice, he is definitely out on the field tonight. He is at 54 points, currently sitting P17. However, if he has any sort of finish tonight, which very likely, he will jump up pretty significantly, up close to the top 10. That kind of rounds us out. We do have a new driver tonight with Serratus, another Brazilian fella here, at least according to the game. Currently rocking Moreira's livery, but I don't believe in any affiliation with the Tiagos. Currently sitting P7 on the board with a minute 52.7. And it's no use, a return to form with a 43.820. Again, this is practice. We're not giving out trophies for practice, but this is a really good indicator of people's race pace, and right now it's no use is pacing a whole 4 seconds faster than your second place driver, Teddy. Looks to have had a bit of an off and into the wall in that number 43 machine as he heads down under the Sargento Bridge and into one of the fastest straights in the track. Hard on the brakes down here into 3. This is a really tricky section, especially on cold tires, into the uphill blind left-hander. Almost keep your foot to the floor there. I think with hot tires, sticky tires, you probably can. As he comes down and approaches the carousel, one of the coolest sections of this track, I think. A lot of track time can be gained and lost here in the carousel. We'll now jump on board with Teddy as we go through the kink and down into the approach to Canada Corner. Another super hard braking zone here. Teddy manages it relatively smoothly, not much of a bump out there. Papa Bless now jumps up to second. A 145.8 and Jeff H up to a 46.4. Everybody's still chasing It's No Use. As now we ride on board with your championship leader. And a little bit of dirty air up ahead of him. We go back trackside here as we watch him down into 3. Very, very smooth entry and exit out of turn 3. May look slow, folks, but sometimes that's what you want to see. Carrying a lot of speed. This track will really challenge you. There's a lot of elevation changes, and with elevation changes on these cars comes very upset suspension. These cars rely on a lot of ground contact, and sometimes these elevation changes at the speeds that you're traveling, you lose a little bit of the contact patch on the tire. So these guys are working to get their cars dialed in and set up to maximize contact patch, especially going into 4. Cold tires are going to be a challenge this evening. The primaries are proving to be a super big challenge. As he comes up the hill and into the last complex of turns and up the main straightaway. Look at the elevation change in this main straightaway. It is immense as he crests the hill and crosses the line. No time gained for Jeff H. Still at a 46.443. We're going to jump back to second place Merchant. As we discussed earlier, this fella won the prototypes hybrids in the IMSA Season 2 championship, and he is rolling into Season 3 with some hardware, hoping to make a turnaround in the Formula USA Championship. This guy is really good at chipping away at a lead. Don't count him out. He may be sitting down here in 5th right now, but he's only about a 1/10 of a second off of 4th, and he is very consistent. Maintains good pace, clean, and tidy. He's really looking to recover from A bit of an unfortunate race at Gateway, and certainly what he did not want to see. We thought possibly the pit stop of the moment as he goes around coming out of 3. Felix Pilot squeezes by there in the number 11, and Teddy almost gets collected going up into 4. Teddy will probably need to dip into pit lane there. Change the pants because likely been soiled. Second place Merchant now returns to pit box. We're going to jump back here to Sean, who is still working on putting down a clean lap. Would like to remind everybody that this guy pretty much not driven this car at all until tonight. So he's finding his boundaries, he's finding the balance, learning the car, and really just trying to get out and turn some laps and have some fun. So I really appreciate Sean jumping in the car for me this evening and giving me a shot to at least put some points on the board so I could stream the broadcast to you all, because I'd suspected this would be a decent race, and I do think with Jeff H. and It's No Use, these guys are real quick. Papa Bless worked his way up into second, as I'd spoken before. Oh, thank you. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but I appreciate you calling me out on that. Otherwise, this would have been a really bad broadcast. Thank you for calling me out on that. Whoa, Sean gets a little bit wide coming out of Canada corner, but nice save. Recollected the car as he comes into the uphill complex and down into the final corner. Finding the limits of the car and going off into the gravel. Again, though, this is really Sean's first experience in the car since the beginning of the season. He put a few laps in at Mossport, and Mossport's a pretty flat-out track for these cars. Pretty much go foot to the floor most of the circuit and keep a lot of downforce. Road America, not so much. There's enough elevation changes and enough of a difference in the balance of the car that you won't be able to do quite full. And getting back on the throttle with these guys is a challenge as he comes down into turn 2. Nice and clean. And under the Sargento Bridge. We now jump up to It's No Use, who is maintaining an utterly rapid pace, honestly, as he climbs the hill, crosses the line. No time gained for It's No Use. Really looking to find no time for him. Although I will say... Oh, nope, never mind. I misread that. Yeah, he's got about 2 seconds flat on the second place car. So, It's No Use tends to run the car pretty hard in practice and qualifying. Race pace will probably drop just a hair, but if he gets clean air, guys, he's going to try to drive away from everybody. And I could certainly tell you, Jeff H., not wanting to see that happen, and Papa Bless really looking to rebound from a string of poor results. And it looks like he's got that head on straight tonight, maintaining almost 2 seconds, about a second and a half, over Jeff H., our current championship leader. Jeff H. is a closer, though, guys. He may qualify third, he may even qualify sixth, but he'll find his way up to the podium. He keeps his head down, keeps the car in one piece, and tends to avoid any sort of incident, and makes the right strategy calls to get himself home on the podium. Papa Bless now down into the carousel. And we, sir, chasing some results tonight as well. This guy's got a real chance at moving up in the championship fight. Now that we've got the Tiagos out this evening as well, has a chance to claw back some points and potentially close the gap on the championship leader. Weiser's a very strong contender. Last week had a great battle in the hybrid class in IMSA with second place Merchant. Fantastic show to watch. Had a blast broadcasting that one. And I expect these guys, as close as they are in time, will be no different this evening as we look at the splits, and just 0.3 difference separates Weeser and second place Merchant. Again, these guys are starting to dial in pace, and their pace is almost identical. These guys are real clean racecraft, good guys, have a lot to show for us this evening as Sean's still working on putting down a clean lap, coming into that's the first main straightaway after turn 2. Glad to see the 27 machine out on track tonight. Definitely a little partial. But it is what it is. I imagine, Sean, if you're listening, probably too late. Forgot to remind you to bind a push-to-pass button, but that's okay. Just get out there and have some fun, man. Bring her home in one piece. I can't afford another car. We'll go down into the roof cam here. Through the carousel. Bit of a lift. Out onto the curbs. And into the kink. Flat out as it should be. Folks, we might have us a nice, tidy, clean lap. Starting to find the balance of the car. Canada corner is the most challenging corner, in my opinion, in these cars. Followed closely by the final corner. This complex can be challenging, but this turn here, finding the braking zone and the line can be a challenge. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to see the number 27 machine post a time of 1:47.3. Look at that right there on the bubble of the Fast 6. As he starts to find the balance and starts to really try to push going into turn 1, downhill into 2. We move up the grid just a few spots to Teddy, who just lays down a time. No time gained as he trails behind Weeser. Using every inch of track available there. Matty Ice starting to find some ground this evening, too. He's had a bit of a slow start to the season, but he's been doing a lot of track time back behind the scenes and working on setups and balance, and he's really starting to find a bit of a groove and a bit of a pace. Speaking of groove, we've got the one and only Groove Armada back on track in our version of the Yellow Submarine here in the number 34 machine. Glad to see that car out here. Glad to see Groove out and on the track. Always a great time. He's a great driver. And we thank him for everything he did in the second season of IMSA. This is the fellow that broadcasted the first chunk of the season. I really only jumped in the last two rounds because of a hand injury. And oh, shit. Almost ripped my headphones out of my head. But Groove did a great job. We're glad to have him back on the grid this coming season, though, in IMSA. Friday to 1:49.2. And I apologize if I pronounce this wrong, but I'm going to say Ceratus 150.037. Through the kink. Down onto the approach of Canada corner. This will be a challenging turn here. Also a really great passing opportunity for somebody that's bold and brave on the brakes, as now your top 5 have really dove back to pit lane for the most part. Papa Bless really looking to keep his car out there and chisel away a little bit more time, but it's no use just controlling the field. The whopping 1.2 second deficit over the second place car in open practice. Now, it's no use, might as well be from another planet at this point, because I really find it hard to believe that anybody's going to come close to that pace. So we're looking now at your P2 through, 5, all within about a second of each other, which will make the fight for qualifying all the more exciting. As Sean has returned to pits. Teddy will likely be the last car on track. I believe, let me see who is... No, the last car on track will be Groove Armada. So we will tune into Papa Bless here. See if he can gain any time over the 45.8. As he comes down the final turn and into the uphill straight. A little bit of a wiggle there as he dives into pit lane. Confidence must have been lost in that run there. Teddy now coming down to Canada corner. Nice wide exit. Beautiful line in the 43 ARL machine. Final turn he goes. And into pit lane. That'll be the end of the session for Teddy. Groove Armada coming out of the carousel. Into the kink. And fast approaching Canada corner. Uses every bit of track. Little bit of cut in the grass there. Nothing he can't manage. Through Canada corner, nice wide exit. A little bit of a shimmy, but nothing unusual. So he races up the hill and into the final turn. This looks fast, folks. A little bit of a wiggle as he comes up to the start-finish line. 48.1 is his marked time now. And he closed out practice with a 47.2, 9/10 to the good over his best time going into our qualifying session. Qualifying is as close as we can to the actual race event. We do a 10-minute free practice or free qualifying. Everybody's out on track. Everybody gets a chance to go out and put down a fast lap time. And the following 5 minutes will be just for the top 6. So the fast 6 drivers will get to go back out and work on rearranging the starting grid to try and maximize the car as we wait to proceed to the qualifying lobby. Not sure what's holding it up. There we go. Who's brave enough to go out first? I think that's Felix Pylon. No. It's no use. Will be our first driver out of the pit box. Papa Bless seems to be following. Behind Papa Bless, you've got Serratus. You've also got, looks like, Jeff H. coming out. Everybody out onto the track now. We're filing out onto track. It's no use leads the pack down into the heavy braking zone of 3. Guys, this guy is on cold tires and has an immense amount of control over this machine. Definitely somebody to watch. Guy's trimmed out for qualifying. He's going to put down a fast time. John Stewart now down through turn 2. And through the hurry downs into 3. Excuse me. Championship leader Jeff H. currently through the carousel here. Imagine we'll start to see him try to open the gap up to the car ahead of him just a little bit. That'd be Papa Bless. Papa Bless really hoping to get himself to transfer into the Fast 6 this evening. Would be a great mojo boost for him, and it'll definitely jump him up the grid, which will certainly help championship potential. As Jeff H starts his flying lap, we'll be jumping back to It's No Use here shortly as he is on his first timed lap. Jeff H working the magic on the 00 machine. It's no use. Now making the approach to the carousel. And as he exits the carousel, we'll jump back over to It's No Use. See what he's got in store for his first lap. Down to Canada corner. Deep on the brakes in the number 26 short tuning machine. Little bit wide on the exit there. Not sure if that's going to be a track limits violation or not, but he is down into the final turn. What a rapid car, man. This thing looks like a beast ready to burst. As he comes up to the start-finish line, a little bit of a wiggle coming up the hill. And that's a no-good lap. So we're going to jump back to Friday, who should be crossing the line with a good time. Negative. No time posted for Friday. We'll jump back to Jeff H. Should be his first flyer. Jeff H crosses with a 45.241, putting him on the pole position for the moment. As Serratus, a new driver here at ARL, jumps to second place with a 49.821, fastest time of his sessions tonight, I believe. I don't think he's posted a faster time than that, so he is improving. Great to see as Sean Stewart comes up over the hill, posting a time of a 47.121, putting him in second place. We jump back to Wee Sir, crossing the line, putting him at second place with a 45.608, still leaving Jeff H up at the front of the field. Matty Ice now has his chance to answer, and he'll answer with a fourth place 48.103, putting him just behind Sean and just ahead of Serratus. We now jump back to second place Merchant, really looking for a comeback drive tonight, putting him on the pole at a 45.121, dethroning the closer himself. Jeff H now down to second place. Gonna have to work on an answer as Felix Pilot spins in Canada corner back to pit lane. We now jump back to Friday. Will be our next driver to cross the line and post a time. Fast through the uphill. Nice wide entry in the final turn. Keeps it nice and tidy, using every section of the track he can. Uphill and across the line. Puts Friday in fifth place with a 47.377, just a few tenths back from Sean Stewart. Papa Bless now has a chance to answer. Doesn't get it done. Jeff H trying to respond in force, and he does. 3 tenths up, puts him just past second place Merchant. I apologize. In first with a 44.926. Just about a tenth past. Oh, I'm sorry. Holy shit. So almost a second over. No. I'm sorry. It is. It's about a tenth. About a tenth faster. It's Friday now looking to open a gap here. Sean Stewart crosses the line. No time gained. Wee Sir crossing the line. 2 tenths gained. Not enough to move up the pylon. Still puts him in third place with a 45.337. Back to pit lane. We jump back to Matty Ice looking to gain some time. And he does. Gain 6 tenths. Still stays in sixth place. But clocks a faster time of a 47.481. The battle right now on the bubble to transfer is Serratus and Matty Ice. These guys are on the bubble looking to move into the fast six. Serratus trying to find some more pace. Been pretty consistent at gaining some time this evening, and he's going to come up across the line. Looks like an aborted run. Had a bit of an issue there on the last dash, as now Felix Pilot looking to post a time. Answers the rest of the field with no time posted, and probably a track limit violation. Teddy now crossing the line, no time posted. Drivers are starting to struggle getting times on the board. Now Papa Bless really hoping to recover back some of the mojo he had in practice, and he does, putting him in fourth place with a 45.969. And I believe we just watched Is that Sean? No. We Sir, I think, jumped 45.337 into 4th place. Papa Bless and We Sir came to the league together. These guys are racing now. Tidy in the field together. No time gained for Friday. We jump up to Sean. 0.6 gained for Sean Stewart. Not enough to move up the field. He's at a 46.462, but it is currently enough to make the transfer as he bails to pit lane, makes some adjustments to the car, and we'll jump back to Felix Pylon. It's No Use has found his way, that's who it was, up to first place with a 43.882. That's who jumped. That's who shifted the whole grid down. It's No Use putting everybody to shame. The full 2nd and a 10th faster than Jeff H., currently putting him in P1. We trail Felix Pylon now, working to post his first time of the evening. And he does. Clocks him in 8th place at a 47.640. Teddy right behind him, putting him in 9th place with a 48.140. Papa Bless, 0.6 gained, moves him up to 4th place, knocks Weiser down a peg, posting a 45.323 as he dives back into pit lane. These guys separated by just about a 10th, and Weiser looking to answer. And no time gained for Weiser. This might be an outlap. It's No Use now coming out of the pit lane. We jump back to Jeff H., looking to reclaim pole position. No time gained for Jeff H. Sean and Friday, I believe, just crossed the line at the same time. No, it was just Friday. Doesn't seem to be any time gained there as he aborts that run. Surratt is now down to 10th place, maintaining the 49.824. Did I miss the Fast 6? I think somebody might have messed up qualies. Well, that is the starting grid, ladies and gentlemen. Weiser hoping to regain a little bit of ground here. There's no way it's been 15 minutes. I wonder if Teddy set it to 10 minutes by mistake. That's okay. Weiser looking to gain something. Teddy crossing the line. No time gained. Weiser trying to jump up into the next row. And is it enough? It is not. He will stay 5th place at the race start. Jeff H. now up the hill, followed by It's No Use. Jeff H. looking to try to gain some pace. Not going to be enough as It's No Use crosses the start-finish line, setting another fastest lap if he even could do that. As we now get ready for the race start. So I will be undeafening myself as I am handling the command this evening for the race. So bear with me, there's going to be some chatter, and we'll get the show underway.
Frame rate drops, I had to reboot the game.
Oh, no.
Get the show underway.
Are you back in here?
What's up?
Are you back in here?
Yeah, I made it back in right before qualifying ended, but I was trying to tough it out, but it was so bad that I had to.
Yeah, mine does that too, and I've narrowed it down to clouds. If there's clouds or a weather transition.
Mine was somehow the game window got minimized when the practice session ended, and anytime I minimize the window, the frame rate's always terrible once I maximize it again. I have no clue how it just minimized.
So did the 15-minute qualifying just go by really fast, or was it 10 minutes?
It was 10 minutes.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. I just, it said qualifying over, and I'm like, What?
At the beginning of qualifying, we were like, "Oh shit, it's 10 minutes," and I was like, does anybody want to restart it or whatever?" And everybody, well, a few people were like, "Just send it."
Yeah, I think it's fine. You guys have plenty of time. Just know that it's going to time out for me. So, you've got the full minute 30. I'm going to take this opportunity to unload some beer. Be right back.
What strategy do I throw at you boys to start off?
I made it back. Look at Sean up in the Fast Six on his first night, really racing this damn thing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I had an exploded turbo, so I
Oof.
Oh,
did not have a very good qualifying session.
Oof! Did you have that radiator closed a little too much?
Yeah, a little bit too much.
I did. I don't know if you noticed in practice I did that. I think you might have been behind me with the smoke flying off my car.
Yeah.
good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Luck, everybody.
Go ahead.
Hey Jeff, we just went through turn 2.
What?
It's a silly joke. The track map doesn't know what turn 2 is.
Oh, I gotcha.
Calls a kink in the road, turn 2.
Yep. I guess technically there's a bit of a steering input.
That depends on how you take turn 1.
A pubic hair of
True.
steering input, right?
You're damn right. It's come full circle, ladies and gents. It's no use doing a good job maintaining the pace. I think we might have to sign you up as our pace car driver, bub.
But he's not in here.
Oh. Well,
He goes visually
The,
off of the start finish.
the point stands. Green, green, green. Go, 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 go. And we are underway for the the Wisconsin Grand Prix as we get into a nice, deep, fucking 3-wide dive into turn 1. Everybody fans out trying to find some track position. We've got an incident back there. Second place Merchant and we, sir, have a bit of a collision, I believe, and they fall back. Think they're going to be okay, be able to recover from that. Turn 1, just a bit of a chaos there as now Jeff H. looking to find the ground on It's No Use. Falling into the slipstream, 0.6 of a second gap, and following close behind is Papa Bless on pace to have his best finish of the evening as Sean Stewart nipping at the heels up here in 4th place. Again, this is Sean's debut race in Formula USA and really trying to find the opportunity to get around Papa Bless. And he is all over the gearbox of the machine up ahead of him. Little wide through the carousel. Lost a little bit of time. Nothing not recoverable. Felix Pylon trailing behind, and it looks like Fields kind of fanned out just a little bit. So we jump back up to Jeff H. here, really just trying to maintain some control and hope for a mistake out of It's No Use. Papa Bless taking your 3rd place position, and we've got quite a jumble back here in the mid-pack here. Everybody's pretty close in, and people will start to look at using the push to pass coming into the main straightaway here to make some moves. So we jump back up to It's No Use. Watching the field behind him. Sean now crossing over the crest. Felix Pylon trailing behind. Everybody nice and tidy so far. 2nd place Merchant. Looking to recover from the incident at the beginning of the race. Groove Armada right behind him. Might have gotten roped into that or maybe just got held up trying to avoid it. Sweeser in pits looking to get some repairs. Unfortunately, seems to be a rough start to the race for him. Sounds like some mechanical issues on board that machine. Tough break for him, but the race is not over. It has just begun, and he seems to be ready to hit the road going. It's No Use already opening up a 2-second gap over the 2nd place car of Jeff H. Papa Bless falling a little bit behind Jeff H, kind of stringing everybody out here. Now, while we've got a bit of a string out here, we're going to talk strategy, guys. So this is potentially a 2-stop race if you save some fuel. The likely strategy is folks are driving on the soft tires right now to get them done and off. We're expecting about a 5 to 9 lap lifespan on the softs. So folks are going to probably try to run the first stint, get it out of the way, and switch to the primaries. On the primaries, you can run a full tank of gas. A full tank of gas at full tilt is 16 laps. You do the math, guys. 16 and 16, that's 32. You have got to run another 16-lap stint to even stretch it to a 2-stop race. Now, that one of those 16-lap stints has to be on the prime or the alternate, and the alternate, as we've just discussed, is not feeling like it's holding on very long. Teddy trying to chase down Felix Pylon now, coming down into turn 1. The gap seems to be closing a little bit. Pylon maintaining his distance and his position. This is probably the tightest battle we have right now. These guys not terribly close in the championship fight, I don't believe. Let's consult the book here. Teddy running 11th in the championship, and Pylon running 8th with 122 points. So there's about 30 points separating these guys. Certainly, mathematically speaking, a chance for somebody to move up the grid, provided some disaster strikes Felix Pylon. But Teddy really starting to make the charge on Pylon here in the number 43 machine for ARL in Formula USA. As he comes down into the approach to the carousel, not letting Pylon out of his sight. Jeff H. just seems to be driving away from the rest of the field. Sean finding his rhythm in 4th place there, keeping everything tidy, keeping everything calm and collected. Just trying to bring her home in one piece. And Sean, we appreciate that, buddy. Down through the kink. Teddy looking to gain some ground. He's up a 10th from his last lap. The distance ahead of him, about a second. Seems to be closing a little bit. So right on board now with Ted Piper in the number 43 car. Cerdas has retired from the race this evening. Hate to see that. Just a rough start to the season for him. Down into turn 1. Teddy seems to be losing just a touch of ground here as we have turned over lap 5. Down through the hurry downs, approaching turn 3. Teddy looking to have a knockout return to the series this week. He's had a few weeks off, been traveling the world, photographing cars, and all in all having a great time. I think he's been glad to get back into the car, and I think he's especially been glad to turn some laps here at Road America. It's a favorite track of his, not the favorite, but I know he really enjoys the track, and he's coming off of a fantastic championship victory in the IMSA series, as he took the crown for Season 2 IMSA. He is the champion of GT3 for Season 2. Hoping to carry some of that momentum into this evening's race. Papa Bless starting to fall a little further off of Jeff H. Sean just kind of hanging in there, but now Felix Pilot is starting to close the gap here, folks. A little bit of a hiccup here into Canada Corner. Nothing he can't manage as he comes up the hill and into the complex. Check out the number 27 U.S. Air Force machine of Sean Stewart crossing the line to start lap 6 of 50. Folks, we're already 10% of the way done with this race. This Pilot now starting to come into frame here. And how about the drive from It's No Use, guys? Leads with command. This guy's qualifying pace was 2 seconds ahead of just about everybody on the field. And it doesn't look like his race pace is much slower. Although he is only clocking a 45 flat, he's still 9/10 up from Jeff H., our second car on the grid. It's going to come down to strategy for these guys, folks. Now, again, when we talk strategy, the soft tires really only felt like they hang on for about 7 to 9 laps. 5 to 8, 7 to 9, whatever you want to call it. Not a huge amount of time on that stint. So drivers are going to have to either save a lot of fuel to make this a 2-stop race, or we're looking at a 3-stop race. You can get about 16 laps of fuel on a tank with not a lot of fuel save. With a little bit of fuel save, you might be able to stretch it to 18, maybe. But it's going to be tough. Drivers are certainly going to be evaluating the strategy and what they can do to recover. Drivers like We Sir and Friday, who are, under threat of falling a lap down, these guys might be considering the 2-stop alternative. Can we regain some track position by cycling through the pits one fewer times? Meanwhile, you've got drivers like It's No Use who have such a commanding lead right now, they don't have to worry so much about time. They just need to make sure they have a great stop, have a good in-lap, and most importantly, have a good out-lap on the cold tires, specifically the primaries. This turn right coming up here, turn 4, is a blind uphill left that really puts these cars under stress. It takes all the load off the front tires, and when they come back down, the front tires lock, and it is especially bad on cold primary tires. So really be watching on outlaps what happens here in turn 4 is It's No Use just continues to command the field. Now, Felix Pilot falling off of Sean Stewart just a little bit more, opened the gap up to 3 seconds between P4 and P5. And Teddy losing some ground on Piper. I'm sorry, losing some ground on Pylon. Groove Armada just trying to keep her clean, keep her together. Second place Merchant trails behind. I imagine combating some damage from the early lap 1 incident. It's Matty Ice down in pit lane. Seems to have had some damage incurred. It's no use. Down to 31.4 on fuel in terms of liters here. Definitely burning more fuel than Jeff H. Jeff H is able to afford to stay out a little bit longer here, as Papa Bless and Sean both sitting around the same amount of fuel. These guys might be on the fuel save strategy now. Felix Pilot sitting right there around that same number, but it's no use putting the pedal down. He is a whole 6 liters shorter than everybody else on fuel. This leads me to think, looking at this, folks, that this will be a short stint for It's No Use, looking to get off of the soft tire as quick as possible. So he did a short fill try to maximize the speed as he opens up an incredible 11-second lead by lap 8. 12 seconds, 13 seconds. It's Jeff H. passed by Papa Bless. Jeff H. losing ground rapidly. What is going on with Jeff H. here? This, folks, is a championship leader who seems to be struggling, losing all of the pace in his race car. That car sounds like he's trying to be delicate with it. Is now Sean Stewart creeping up into the frame here, looking to have a peak for position here to move up the grid. Jeff H. seems to have recovered whatever ailment he was running into. I don't know if he had a bit of a slip up and dipped off track and lost some ground, but certainly lost a lot of ground to not only It's No Use, but now Papa Bless, who is 5 seconds ahead just in the short duration of this lap. He dives into pit lane for what I imagine might be a repair, as Sean Stewart now climbs the ladder into third place. And Jeff H. will fall an unfortunate distance down the field, as this is a very long and lengthy pit lane at 45 miles an hour. He's down to 8th now. We'll look to have a recovery. This could be a loss in tire as well. As we now jump back to, it looks like Groove Armada and second place Merchant might be trading some blows here. Now second place Merchant really making a strong recovery from the lap 1 incident, falling way down the grid, and now challenging for 8th place. 6th place, I apologize. Down through the hurry downs and approaching to turn 2 or 3, I apologize. Not going to make it happen here. Thought the better of it. Didn't want to impede on Groove Armada's line. Coming up into 4. It's a very tricky section here. Merchant looking to capitalize on any sort of door that Groove leaves open. And this fight is now creeping up on Teddy, who is trying to keep everything together. The loss of pace here leads me to believe, guys, that these guys that are losing speed are on the soft tire right from the get. Teddy starting to fall off the pace rapidly. Jeff H. fell off the pace rapidly just a few moments ago, as he's now a minute 23 off of It's No Use, who seems to be running strong on what I presume is the primary tire. Second place Merchant losing a little bit of ground as Groove Armada gets past Teddy up ahead of him, who's just hemorrhaging speed left and right. Groove trying to get past this car, needs to put a pick between him and second place Merchant. I expect we see Teddy dive into pits this lap or next for tires. He's gonna stay out. Seems to be scrubbing speed at an immense rate. This is an intense fight. We have three-way battle here. Groove Armada looking for an opportunity going into 1. It's not going to show itself. And second place Merchant just waiting to capitalize on any sort of mistake, as the gap has opened up just ever so slightly between him and Groove. Teddy really putting down a great defense here in 5th place in the number 43 machine of ARL. But Groove going to have a peek in the hurry downs, approaching turn 3. Side by side, he's going to get the pass. No, Teddy's going to maintain the inside line going into 3. This is a challenging section to pass. He's going to open the door for second place Merchant, creeping up the hill behind him. Second place is going to fall back into the slipstream, not going to give up any sort of position here. Wants to maintain this gap, wants to capitalize on the battle up ahead of him. Is Teddy really making that car as wide as it can be? Merchant now up on the gearbox of Groove Armada, coming into the carousel. Groove got to put up a defense on second place Merchant while also trying to line up a pass on Teddy, coming down and into the kink. A little bit of a wiggle coming up onto the curbs. Nothing out of the ordinary as Groove now makes a move on the inside into the straights, approaching Canada corner. This is going to be a tight, bold move. They're going to go side by side into Canada. Teddy makes the bold move to stay on the throttle and late on the brakes. And now Groove Armada is getting passed by second place Merchant. The door opened during the battle. He manages to keep him by, but second place Merchant putting down an immense amount of pressure on Groove Armada as the trackside view is just terrible. Coming up the hill, Groove now has to put an incredible defense on. Merchant going to be looking to make a move with the Merchant. Can he get it going into turn 1? Push to pass, probably live. As you see him going to 1 side by side, he's going to keep the spot foot buried, but didn't get it done. Now we come down into 2. Groove feeling all the pressure, and Teddy definitely feeling the pressure behind him. What an insane fight we've got right now. 3-way battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Groove Armada showing that he may not have been here much this season so far, but he is not here to come home with a participation trophy as he just narrowly avoids collision with Teddy and opens the door for Merchant to get on the inside, coming up into 4, but Merchant thinking better of it. Doesn't want to make the pass where the car is unsettled. What an insane fight we have right now. Merchant goes wide and into the grass. That's going to hurt the distance just a little bit and give Groove a little bit of breathing room to try and close the gap back down on Teddy now, as he doesn't have to defend so sharply against second place Merchant, as Teddy really just putting up an incredible defense, trying to keep these guys behind him and make this first stint last as long as he can. Full push, full tilt, 16 liters of fuel left in the tank of this 43 machine as Groove really looking to try to make a move again. He's going to try to peek on the inside or the outside of Canada corner. Not going to happen as second place Merchant falls right in behind him, looking to regain a little bit of ground from the off he had previously in the lap. Just collected a little dust on the tires as they come up through the final complex of corners here. Groove goes wide and second place Merchant gets past going up the hill, and now Teddy has got an immense defense to put up against second place Merchant. Is now Groove Armada. Small slip up, open the door for Merchant to keep himself moving forward on the field. Sean now up in second place. Felix Pilot just 2 seconds behind, and 2 seconds behind him would be Papa Bless. And this battle right here that's raging on 6 seconds back from the rest of the field. These guys are putting it all on the line as second place Merchant now chasing this man right here. Ted is graphic as we come through the hurry downs into turn 3. I'll get it right eventually, folks. Merchant real late on the brakes coming into 3. Takes a tight inside line going out of 3 and up the hill into 4. He is all over the back of Teddy. Teddy had to put up a defense against Groove, and now he's got to put up a defense against second place Merchant with a little bit of a lockup coming down. It's going to cost him some time. It's going to cost him some tire through the carousel and down to the kink. Merchant hot on the heels of the number 43 machine here, looking to recover some ground from an early race incident. Peaks on the outside, coming into Canada corner. He's not going to give the spot up, switches back to the outside, and he's going to get it done. What a beautiful pass from second place Merchant. This guy is on the charge. Teddy still creeping up behind, but this dude has got the pace. He has got the will. He is looking to recover as Teddy goes off and Groove is trying to recover, but I can't. Teddy goes into the pits. I think that's time for a new set of tires for Teddy. It's No Use has made his scheduled stop. 13 laps in. That is about a full tank of fuel on board that machine as he filters out in 5th place, about 53 seconds ahead of Jeff H., who was provisional second, likely stopped for what I now believe to be a mechanical issue, as Felix Pilot now gets a chance to put the number 11 machine out front of this race. Sean in the pits now for some fuel and tires. And it seems to be some mechanical repairs, as Papa Bless now looking to capitalize on a freshly opened window here. Just when you folks thought this race might be getting a little bit opened up, the strategy starts to knock everything up. As we get into lap 12 and 13 of this race, Papa Bless losing some ground on Felix Pylon here. Nothing he can't save from a good pit stop, as we're starting to see the pit cycles play out. Felix Pylon leads Papa Bless by about 1 second and 3/10 down into Canada corner. Excuse me. We've got quite a battle here between Weiser and Friday. Weiser also on the charge, trying to recover some ground from an early race incident. It's No Use still provisionally your leader on strategy, barring any sort of yellows. As Weiser, Jeff H. has a wide run into the carousel there. Groove Armati coming out of the pits. Friday looking to hold Weiser off as long as he can. Weiser all over the track behind him, looking for an opening. Coming into the kink, and on the fast approach down into Canada corner. Weiser peeks on the inside of Canada corner. Is he going to get it done? Wheel to wheel here through the corner. Nice, beautiful pass on the inside, and Friday makes a mistake, slips on the throttle, and is into the tire wall coming out of Canada corner. Will cost him a lot of track time as Teddy now gets around. And Friday will be making a move into pit lane for some aero and suspension repairs. Weiser not losing any ground anymore, on a charge to recover what was a unfortunate start to his race. 3 and 4 wide going into turn 1. Now It's No Use starting to filter up to the front again. As drivers start to make pits, you'll be looking to see Papa Bless and second place Merchant come in, likely this lap or the next. Papa Bless now with just 3 liters left in the tank. We'll be really looking to capitalize on this gain, make it a good in-lap, make it a good out-lap, likely burning some push to pass just to open a door a little bit. He's got clean air in front of him, nothing to obstruct the car. Wide entry into the last corner. As he dives into pit lane, we now watch for second place Merchant. As he dives into pit lane just behind Papa Bless, It's No Use now going to come out just ahead of these guys. And this is the blend for first place, as now It's No Use is going to reclaim P1 from the rest of the field and command with authority as he maintains a 37-second gap over provisional second. Now, Merchant and Papa Bless, both great guys on strategy. Papa Bless now diving into his pit box. Merchant will be diving in shortly thereafter. This is a painfully long pit lane, guys. Painfully long, as Papa Bless is now down and away, up into the pit box, or up out of pit lane. Where does he blend? His Pylon now cresting the hill, fighting off Weiser. And we've now got 2 cars, cold tires, second place Merchant, jumps on the throttle just a little bit. Cold tires underneath him. Is going to lose a little bit of ground on the blend, but not giving up yet. He is hard pushed now, as we have got a fight on our hands for 4th place. The second place Merchant dives down behind Felix Pylon, tries to maintain the close distance, help himself get the tires up to temp. Jeff H., this guy had a massive undercut early in the race. Pit on lap 9. He is plenty good on tire temp, as he's going to make a move on second place Merchant, and he's going to dive onto the inside of turn 3, double pass, gets Merchant and Pylon coming up into the 4. What a pass on Jeff H. This guy is a closer as we've got collision from Pylon and Merchant. Looks to be a relatively square collision. Nobody was off, nobody spun. I don't think there's much body work, if any, damaged. Is now Merchant looking to creep up on Jeff H. Jeff H with a wild pass on the inside of Friday. I believe that's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. He is hard on the charge, now chasing after Weeser, just 2 seconds ahead. This guy is full bore, full push. And folks, I want to point out something. 34 liters in the tank. He pit on lap 9. That was a short fill. That was deliberate. This guy is putting down quali laps right now, trying to open the gap over the car behind him, but most importantly, close the gap to P2. Defending series champion, It's No Use, had a bit of a tumultuous last few races. Either didn't make it or did not have a great finishing result. But he conquered the field at Barcelona with commanding authority, and he is back to form tonight. Jeff H. feeling the pressure from further down the championship standings, having to keep the fight real. Coming to turn 1, second place Merchant and Pylon maintaining to keep Groove Armada back. Sean Stewart just hanging out and doing the best he can to keep everything in one piece. What a drive from this guy for not having really driven this car on anything other than Mosport before this evening. I think I made a good call on my reserve drivers. Now Groove Armada trying to find an opening on Pylon here. Down through the hurry downs into turn 3. Not going to make the move here. I expect we see it going into 4 or just before the carousel as he makes a peek on the inside. Not going to have it there. Doesn't want to wreck his race. Pylon having to put on an immense defense here as the fight up ahead with second place Merchant and Jeff H starting to heat up as well. 2 fights, 2 different positions. Pylon holding off Groove Armada. What a battle we've got going on here. Groove going to be making a move, going into the straightaway here as he comes out of the carousel into the kink. I expect to see a dive through Canada corner here. This guy is known to make bold passes, and he makes them stick. Bows out of this one, goes through the corner, and preps for another pass and another stab at it, coming out of this final complex and into the uphill straight. What an intense fight we've got going on right now. Felix Pylon fighting for his life, keeping Groove Armada out of the top 5. Pylon with an amazing defense. Groove not going to have it. He's going to go on the inside of Pylon here, try to make the pass before Juan. Push to pass, gets him just to the side, and I think he's got the position. Nice pass for Groove Armada. What a maneuver is now Jeff H. settling into that 2.5 second gap or so, 1.5, 2 second gap behind Papa Bless, and the distance between him and second place Merchant has now opened up just a little bit. This guy, hard charging, had to modify his pit strategy, I imagine, to compensate for an early pit stop. Very, very early, quite the undercut. But he's found himself back in 3rd place. Folks, this is a guy that finished second place at round 1 with 5 pit stops. Everybody else had 2. Jeff H knows how to get it done. He knows how to close the gap, and he knows how to make a recovery. Papa Bless starting to feel the pressure as Jeff H going to start appearing in his rearview mirror. Groove Armada and Felix Pylon still right there. These guys battling is starting to open some opportunity for Sean back there in the number 27 USAF machine as Groove Armada and Felix Pylon start to sort their differences out. What great battles we've got going on right now on track. Fantastic to watch. And while we have a brief moment of respite between pit stops and passes, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's event, for ARL, for everything you guys do, starting with Soap, Specialty Operations and Products. We thank them for their contributions on the back end and helping support the servers to keep us practicing and honing our skills on a week-to-week basis. We'd also like to thank VPG Racing Wheels for their contributions, 50% vouchers to championship winners in the IMSA and Formula USA championships. Very generous offer. They've also helped out in the Le Mans Ultimate Series with a giveaway wheel for the GT3 Challenge, the Mustang GT3 Challenge. Those guys did some, and Jeff H has gotten by Papa Bless there, door to door. Jeff H, nice square collision. I think everybody's going to walk away from that one unscathed, but now Papa Bless starting to feel the pressure. Sorry, I'm going to get back to the sponsors here in just a moment. So we thank them for this amazing fight we've got. Papa Bless goes a little wide through the bend and gives Jeff H the opportunity to get by. This guy is charging hard, guys, not playing around. As he now works to close the gap down to It's No Use. That's going to be quite a gap to close, guys. It's No Use already coming down into turn 3. Or I'm sorry, turn 2 of the following lap. But Jeff H on a charge, man. He is pushing that car to the razor's edge. As I was saying, though, thank you to Soap, Specialty Operations Product, VPG Wheels for donating such a generous championship reward. We love to see it. It gives these guys something to fight for, something to race for. And we really appreciate everything you guys do. We'd also like to thank Security Solutions. It's the company that Sean Stewart works for, our one and only leader. Good people up there, and they're helping us out on the back end and helping support this league and everything it stands for, helping draw all these drivers to one of the fastest leagues on PC in AMS2. We'd also like to thank SimGrid for allowing us to host all of our events. It gives us a great platform to track championship standings, race results, race registrations, you name it. They've got a great platform for it. We really, really appreciate everything that they've created and everything they've done there. And I personally, as always, would love to thank the folks up at ARL, above me, above my pay grade, above my intelligence level, for allowing some fantastic drivers a place to have a great championship experience, some very tight, fun, fast racing, and giving me the platform to really build some of my dream championships. You know, this IndyCar series is something I've wanted to do for a very, very, very long time. And never really had the group to do it, never really had the sim to do it, and I brought my ideas to Sean, and Sean's like, dude, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And here we are on round 9 of our inaugural season, and what a championship fight it has been, guys. Jeff H with an amazing climb to first, as the Tiagos have had a rough few weeks, not being able to make it. Really unfortunate we missed him at Gateway. We really did miss him, and we're missing him tonight. But Jeff H not driving away with it, because I feel like this guy's not gotten a lot of screen time, but it's no use. Man, he's just like, he's turning laps tonight. I don't know if it's the folks from Spain. You know, you got Alex Palou in the IndyCar series that's just decimating everybody, and it's no use. Dude, the guy's just driving away from the field. He cannot be stopped. Is now Felix Pilot coming into pit lane, lap 20. This seems a little bit early. We'll see how long he's in pit lane. Groove Armada seems to have some damage. Sir, I don't know if Groove Armada just has damage or that's a visual bug. Doesn't sound too broken. He is falling a little ways back. Papa Bless losing some ground on second place Merchant and Jeff H. I think we're getting close to the end of some tire stints for some people. Jeff H will be looking to come into pit lane within the next 2 or 3 laps, I imagine. Depending on the strategy, second place Merchant will definitely overcut there. Plenty more fuel on board the 22 machine. And Papa Bless in the same wagon as second place Merchant. Plenty of fuel on board of the Firenze machine. Number 23, Papa Bless. We jump back down to Teddy. just trying to come home with a top 5 tonight would be a great return to form. After a fantastic championship win in GT3s last week, would love to make his return to Formula USA a top 5 finish. Jeff H. really burning the fuel. So we've got the safety car out. Who has had an incident? Safety car is out. What has happened? Everybody's moving. Oh, Groove Armada's upside down. And that is a retirement for Groove Armada. What an absolute heartbreaking conclusion to a hell of a drive from Groove. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was a driver error or what. But Groove, man, my heart breaks for you, man. You put on a hell of a show. Great, great drive. Shame to see you out of contention so early. As we close in on the halfway point of the Wisconsin Grand Prix, Jeff H. now going to get a chance to pounce into pit lane. This yellow is certainly going to help the likes of Jeff H. Will give him a chance to save some fuel on the in and out lap, get his tires up to temp under yellow conditions, and refuel that machine before the start of the next stint. This is going to be a little early for a lot of drivers to pit. A lot of these guys came in right around lap 12 or 13 as Jeff H. now into pits. Second place Merchant also into the pits. What does the rest of the field elect to do? Papa Bless comes to pits. Teddy's still working his way up through the carousel. We Sir down through the hurry downs. It's No Use has decided to pit as well. Works to catch up to the safety car. Groove Armada has left the session for the evening. It's No Use. Now, I think we're getting close to... Where the hell is the safety car? There he is. Coming up through 4. It's No Use will be catching up any moment now as Jeff H. and second place Merchant out of the pit box. Really looking to put the hammer down and catch up to It's No Use and make this restart a hell of a show. You're going to have 2 cars between them, though, as Mr. Friday and Matty Ice will be falling in line just behind It's No Use. This is an unfortunate side effect of the AMS2 safety cars. The lap guys cannot get a wave around, something we are hoping will one day be resolved. But until then, we just have to kind of deal with it. Matty Ice looking to have a strong finish tonight. He's learned a lot this season. He's mentioned in our MS2 Formula USA Discord. He's really learned a lot from rounds. I think he started round 2, and every single time out, he's gotten a little bit better. So always good to continuously improve. As Jeff H. and We Sir have caught up to the tail end of the field behind the safety car. This is critical for Jeff H. Second place Merchant, trailing just behind the lapped cars of Matty Ice and Mr. Friday. The pace car will be in this lap, and we will be going green. And we are green flag again. As we cross the start-finish line for lap 23 Second place Merchant and Jeff H. already on the prowl, trying to get past some of these backmarking cars, but it's no use. Already with a 1.6 second gap, had the advantage of leading the field back to green, gives him the jump on the green flag as Jeff H. and second place Merchant now fight to regain track position. Coming through the hurry downs, Jeff H. feeding through the field. Second place Merchant has creeped back up into second place. True to the name. And now Jeff H. stuck behind Friday and Matty Ice trying to get around on the outside, and he's going to lose ground to Papa Bless, who's now stuck behind the same traffic. As they come through the bend and down into the approach for the carousel, Jeff H. losing valuable time here, trying to get by these guys. Second place Merchant maintaining a roughly 2-second gap on It's No Use. It's No Use is now down to a 2nd and 9/10 and continually closing at a gradual rate. Back up to 2 seconds right now. As we start to filter through some of the timing stands. Papa Bless trying to get around the lap traffic. This is holding these guys up. The gap is opening at an immense rate for these two, and they're watching the leader walk away again. I expect we see quite the move put down coming into the main straightaway. Jeff H. falls into the slipstream, tucks up behind Papa Bless, into the uphill. We'll see him fan out here. Papa Bless goes around Friday, gets the pass complete. And Jeff H. will dive on the inside, will brave the late brakes, gets around Friday, and now falls in behind Papa Bless. Papa Bless trying to find a defense against Jeff H. while also trying to get around the lap traffic. Matty Ice just up ahead now, causing a little bit of dirty air for the 23 machine. This is helping Jeff H. keep his distance as he goes on the outside of Papa Bless. Down on the outside of turn 3, not going to make it happen. Papa Bless braved him on the brakes, and he won it going up into 4. Papa Bless will maintain 3rd place. Second place Merchant, the door is opening just ever so slightly more on It's No Use. We're now up to 2.8 seconds gap. That dude is on another dimension. Jeff H. on the inside, not going to make it happen as he looks to make a move approaching the carousel, falls into the slipstream, and tries to set up a next one through the kink and into the straight. A little bit of a window's opened up between Matty Ice and second place Merchant. I'm sorry, not second place Merchant, Papa Bless. Groove. Dude, I'm so sorry. What happened? You had such an incredible drive a few laps in there, man. I was like, I couldn't take the camera off of you. All right, what do we got going on? Right now, this is a podium battle here. Jeff H. just trying not to lose any ground here. Spun did a little damage to the wing, tried to get it back around to the pits, wasn't happening. Man, I am devastated for you, man. You had an incredible drive. You'll have to go back and watch the replay, man. It was watching your battle with Teddy, and oh my God, that was close. As Papa Bless gets around Matty Ice, Jeff H. makes the move on the inside. Turn 4 around Matty Ice. I think Matty gave him the window there with the blue flag, and Jeff now hard on the charge for Papa Bless. Has to regain a few tenths of a second loss there. Almost getting taken out, but keeps it together, tucks in behind Papa Bless in the slipstream through the carousel. So we bounce back to the chat. Yeah, it was an awesome night tonight. Sad to see it go down that way. Dude, you were on a tear. And I'm not just saying that because you had an accident, man. Like, you'll have to go back and watch it. I don't have my face cam on, but I was grinning ear to ear, man. That was quite a fight. You and Teddy and second place Merchant was just a thrilling fight to watch. I really am bummed to see it that way, but I was so glad to see you back on track, man. We've missed you. It's been good to have you back out here with us. Friday's starting to catch up to Matty Ice here. Watch the gap to Jeff H. and Papa Bless. Still about 4/10 there, but manageable. Folks, I've also forgotten to thank our pseudo-sponsor, Quaffon Brewing Company, based out of Brown County, Indiana. They make some fantastic handcrafted brewskis and beers. Currently tonight, drinking the 6-foot Espresso Blonde Ale. Fantastic. These guys are a great local brewery. I say local. They're here in Indiana, and that's what I love to see. And they make some of my favorite beers as we've got it off. It looks like maybe Matty Ice. No, that was Papa Bless. Papa Bless with a big off. Struggling to recover. Didn't seem to lose too terribly much ground, and it seems to have been an incident between him and Jeff H. We'll have to rewind at some point and take a look at that. I'm hoping that was a just a racing incident and not a ticket report, but seems these guys had a pretty decent bounce back. Teddy, though, found his way up to third place in that incident, as he has to put on a defense from Papa Bless, who's not going to give it up easy. Rightfully your second place driver here, but Teddy's like, no, sir. Your incident happened. Oh, he gives it to him in Canada Corner, though. Jeff H. now hard on the charge behind Teddy. Coming up to the final complex and into the final corner. Suddenly the strategies shake up a little bit as Teddy finds himself in fourth, defending our championship leader. That is not the guy you want to see in your rearview mirror right now. The closer, Jeff H., in the 00 Centrifugal Technologies machine, looking to gain back third place. Glad to be back. Been taking flying lessons, so on my off, it's my times I've been off. Yeah, I get that, man. I got a close buddy of mine, actually the best man at my wedding, was doing a lot of flight school stuff for a while, and it took up a lot of his time. But hey, man, it's a good skill to have. Really glad to see you back out on track, Groove. We've missed you. We've missed you in the broadcast booth, and we've missed you on track. Can't wait to see what you can do in the GT3 field next season. And I believe you're registered for the Daytona 2.5 this weekend, aren't you? Because if so, that'll be a good show as well. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be back in the booth for the Daytona 2.5. Taking that one off. Don't want to do too much road course racing on my hand until we at least get to season 3, my first race. Teddy really putting the defense over Jeff H. here, as Jeff H. makes the pass, coming out of the carousel and into the kink. Gets it done. And now stampeding towards Papa Bless, as he's found his way back to third place after what seems to have been a minor incident there. Set these guys back a couple positions, but they seem to recover it. As guys, it's no use, man. He's gone. He is out of the park. Don't miss the booth. Turns out I'm pretty boring. Ah, don't say that, man. You're great. Ow. I enjoyed watching it, man. I always enjoy watching the broadcast back, no matter who's doing them, except me. It's that weird thing. I can't go back and watch myself. That just, Well, I appreciate that, Groove. I really do. I appreciate all the love everybody's giving me. I've actually had some folks message me post my request for a season 3 broadcaster, and somebody's like, well, why don't you do it? I'm like, well, I want to race. So barring any bad news from the hand specialist, I plan to be on track this season. But if I get bad news about the hand injury and I have to have surgery, then that'll knock me out of contention for the whole rest of the season. So, you know, I guess worst case, I'd find myself back in the booth, but I'd hate to be out of the car that long. So, but I do appreciate all the commentary love I've gotten the past few rounds I've done it. I do enjoy doing it. It's good fun to watch everything from a spectator view, and as much as I wanted to race tonight, I think Sean wanted a break from the booth and said, "Hey man, jump in my car. Let's do it." Got him a chance to get out and drive, and I think he was looking forward to it. Got a chance to enjoy it, and I got a chance to be in the booth and broadcast one of my favorite series. So, I'm really enjoying it, because now we get to watch Jeff H. already back on top of Papa Bless, who is caught up to Matty Ice. Felix Pilot back in pit lane, seems to be struggling with some either mechanical failures or some incidents that are causing some aero suspension damage. It's an unfortunate evening for Pilot as Friday now dives back into pit lane. We start to get back into the lap traffic. Papa Bless makes a move on the inside of 3. Can he get by? Matty Ice goes wide and gives them the opportunity. Both lead lap cars passed safely on the inside. Is Jeff H now hard on the charge for Papa Bless? Pokes his head on the inside, doesn't make it happen, just trying to force a mistake here. Approaching the carousel, a little bit of a wiggle from both drivers as we rip through the carousel down to the kink. Jeff H has this thing on rails, man. He is fighting tooth and nail to get back ahead of Papa Bless. And how about a round of applause, guys, for Papa Bless? What an incredible recovery with a fake to the outside. Papa Bless moves to defend. Jeff H fights on the outside of Canada Corner. We are wheel to wheel through the final complex. Jeff H just squeezes him on the inside and gets it through the final complex and manages to reclaim second place into the final corner to round out lap 30. What a freaking pass that was. The dude is on a charge right now. Lost so much ground on second place Merchant. I'm sorry, he's not in second place, he's in third. Lost so much ground on the restart to second place Merchant, and now is trying to make up and recover. And what a pass that was. Bold and brave on both drivers' parts for going wheel to wheel in Canada Corners. Now, Papa Bless goes a little bit wide into turn 1. And We Sir has found his way into 5th place, just 3 seconds behind Papa Bless. And guys, let's not forget about Teddy. Teddy is just trailing behind in 6th. This mid-pack fight, guys, is intense. Everybody is right here. Oh, and Teddy goes a little bit deep into turn 3. It's going to cost him a little bit of time as We Sir gets around the lap traffic of Matty Ice. Matty Ice not making it difficult for anybody to get around. And now, hard on the charge, trying to regain some lost time on Papa Bless. Papa Bless just watching Jeff H drive away into the sunset. Is Jeff H now looking to chew down the time on second place Merchant? Hey, Trango, welcome to the chat, man. Says, how's the racing going tonight? Seems good. It's been fantastic. Your race leader's pretty much been the race leader since the beginning of the race, but it's no use for you, man. He is on another planet. But, man, the mid-pack fights and the pit lane blends and strategy battles have been incredible. This is probably the calmest it's been all night. But it will start to shake up here soon. A lot of these guys pit right around lap 20, so we've got 11 laps on the tires and the fuel tanks, so we should see people cycling in the next 3 to 5 laps. That's really going to start to shake things up. Second place Merchant and Jeff H both have proven that they are very strong on pit lane, pit strategy, in and out laps. These guys know how to get it done. And second place Merchant was putting an immense amount of pressure down earlier on cold tires with the outlap. Jeff H down through the hurry downs and into turn 3. Has now opened his gap on Papa Bless up to 2 seconds. And the gap to second place Merchant is just 5 seconds now. Hope you guys are enjoying this race as much as I am. I am really having a blast watching these guys duke it out. We, sir, has closed the gap a little bit more. Really trying to chase down Papa Bless. Again, these guys came to ARL together for the IndyCar Series and have proven to be fantastic contenders in the IMSA Championship as well. Both are registered next season. However, they've split classes. Season 2, they were both in the prototype hybrids, and this coming season, starting next Tuesday, Weiser finds himself in LMP2, challenging the likes of Jeff H. and Papa Bless will find himself in GT3s, fighting Ted Piper, as well as Trango, myself, many folks on the grid tonight in the GT3 category, and it's no use. We'll be bringing the fight to the prototype category next season, as he will be in the hybrids LMDH class for season 3. Second place Merchant, still maintaining about a 5-second gap over Jeff H. But Jeff H is trying to chisel it away just a little bit. As you start to see him peek into frame periodically. Got a little bit of a slowdown. So while we have a bit of a slowdown and we start to look forward to our next cycle of pits, I would like to welcome and invite everybody to ARL's summer party on Sunday. Starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have got a Daytona 2.5 hour. So it's as close to a full 24-hour day-night cycle as we can get. Should be a great race. A lot of great drivers on the grid there. It is an IMSA multi-class, so GT3, LMP2, and LMDH will take the field at the Daytona Sports Car Circuit. Really looking to have a great show. It'll be a full 24-hour weather and night-day cycle, so we'll start. It'll be daytime about halfway through the race. It'll be nightfall, and then by the time the race comes back, it'll be morning again by the race finale. So this is just a Endurance Cup race. There's no points or championships on the line, but it'll give you a really great preview as to what a lot of these guys have in store for Season 3 as Jeff H dives into pit lane after just 13 laps. Likely for fuel and tires. This will be his third stop of the evening. And he's going to have a long way to go to get home on one more stop. Don't think it's going to happen. It'll take, it might, 17 more laps. 17 more laps, and he can bring it home on this stop. As Papa Bless now finds his way back up to third place. I apologize. Trango says, not spoiling anything, but I think TRT is going to have the best-looking cars on the grid. These cars are a step above my Season 2 cars. I'm looking forward to seeing a man always do good work. Season 2 liveries were great. I love the McLaren livery that I got. I'm obviously partial to it. But I have a feeling Season 3 liveries are going to look fantastic. Papa Bless with a little bit of a wide turn. Keeps it together, though. Keeps the car pointed the right way, and that's what's most important, is now Jeff H out on cold tires, back on track, cycles down to 6th. And the blend we're going to want to watch is Papa Bless and second place Merchant versus Jeff H. Jeff H has now hung these guys out to dry in the event of a safety car. He is going to have an immense benefit if the yellow comes out. With the undercut strategy, second place Merchant, Papa Bless. We're going to watch second place Merchant. Passes pit lane. He's still got plenty of fuel left on board. Papa Bless will likely be eyeing a pit box this lap or the next lap or two as we see, I believe that's Weiser, dives into the box. And that will likely be his last stop for the race. It's no use, really doing a great job stretching these stints out. He has stopped twice this evening, and he is looking to try to make the second stint as long as he can, shrink the last stint as much as he can so that he has to do less fuel save. And I think those few laps of caution really helped him. So Weeser and Teddy now falls into pit box. Weeser reaches his pit lane. Papa Bless coming through the hurry downs down into turn 3. Second place Merchant. Through 4. Through the bend and on the approach to the carousel. Felix Pilot will be the next driver potentially approaching pit box as he drives on by. It's no use. Your current race leader with commanding authority. Will he pit this time by? He doesn't likely need to. And he stays out. Papa Bless keeping about a 45-second gap over Jeff H. Now, that is going to be provisional third. Papa Bless will likely be overtaken by Jeff H. in the pits. Merchant, however, has an extra 10 seconds to spare. Can he make his in-lap and his out-lap good enough? Jeff H. already back up to 4th through pit cycling. Sean Stewart in the number 27 U.S. Air Force machine. We appreciate everything he's doing for us tonight. Just driving out there to get me some points on the board. Seems to have found a rhythm and sticking with it. Glad to see him out on track. Trading me places tonight. As Papa Bless is now in pit lane. Second place Merchant wide into 3 on the exit up to the turn of 4. It's no use, still holding out on pit lane. Not stopped yet. Doesn't need to worry about stopping. The delta he has over provisional second at this point is 1 minute and 2 seconds. We expect to see It's No Use diving into pit lane this lap or the next for what will likely be final stop. Second place Merchant also in that boat. Likely expect to see him come in this lap or next for his final stop. And the blend between Jeff H. and second place Merchant is what we want to watch once we know second place Merchant is going into pits. We certainly need to be careful switching gears like that on the pit limiter. It bypasses the pit limit and is a really good way to get a pit lane speed penalty. Interesting. Did not know that. As second place Merchant now in the pit box, and we jump back to Jeff H. He has a 40-second deficit to second place Merchant. A lot of ground to make up, but this is a long, long pit lane. It's very slow. 45 miles an hour feels like you're crawling. As we watch for the blend for second place, this right here is a fight for P2 on tonight's podium. The second step on the podium. The battle right now will come down to a pit lane cycle as Jeff H. getting caught up behind some lapped traffic, trying to get around. It seems Matty Ice is diving into pit lane. Jeff H. coming up the uphill. Second place Merchant on the pit exit. It is going to be a tight blend. Jeff H. right on his heels. And Jeff H., has got the tire advantage right now. Second place Merchant. Cold tires, has to play defense against Jeff H. He's going to go wide, and Jeff just gets on by. He gives the position in, but he's not giving up yet. Falls back into the slipstream right on the gearbox of Jeff H. Coming through the hurry downs. He's not giving the position up yet, but Jeff H. is going to have the tire advantage here. As we come down into 3, second place Merchant has shown great strength on late braking into 3 as Jeff H. goes a little bit wide on the exit of 3. Uphill into 4, blind, uphill turn, upsets the balance of the car, unloads the front tires. Very great challenging turn, especially with dirty air in front of you, and second place Merchant is starting to suffer the fallout of that as he starts to try to get tires up to temp. These guys are going to have an intense fight on their hands as we now got a battle between Papa Bless and We Sir unfolding after the pit strategies have cycled through. It's no use. Down into pit lane now. Plenty of time over his competition to regain any sort of ground. Jeff H. still keeping position over second place Merchant. Merchant gave up the goods just a little too early. Couldn't find the balance on the car to defend on cold tires, allowing Jeff H to get by with ease. Jeff H crosses the line for lap 37. Second place Merchant just behind We Sir and Papa Bless. We Sir has overtaken Papa Bless and is working towards Sean Stewart, who is actually a lap or two down. Lap down, I apologize. That was not a pass for position. But Papa Bless hot on the heels of We Sir, right up on the gearbox in the Firenze number 23 machine. These guys likely burning the button in defense and attack mode, trying to get around as he makes a move on the outside for turn 4. Not going to get it to happen. Switches back to the inside. Gets wheel to wheel with We Sir, and he's going to have him coming on the inside at turn 4, uphill. Runs him a little bit wide, but everything's tidy and clean, and the pass is free and clear. Papa Bless up into P4, but We Sir not giving up position just yet. Responds with a pass on the outside. We are wheel to wheel coming into the carousel. We Sir recovers the position back to 4th place, knocking Papa Bless down into 5th. Right here, battle for the top 4 and 5 position. We Sir putting on an incredible defense as we approach Canada Corner, as Papa Bless going to look to make a move on the inside of Canada Corner, late on the brakes. We Sir also late on the brakes, doesn't succumb to position, but there's a little bit of contact. We Sir gets run a little wide and loses the position down to Papa Bless, now knocking him down to 5th place. Papa Bless climbs up the ladder to 4th. But the battle's not over yet, folks. We've still got plenty of laps left. 12 laps to go, 11 as we cross the line. We Sir not looking to give up the spot just yet as he makes a poke onto the outside, doesn't get it done. I'm sorry, the inside. Wide exit into turn 1. Jumps out to the outside. Papa Bless fades, but not enough to make the defense happen as we're wheel to wheel, too wide through turn 3. Turn 2, I apologize, and down into the straightaway. These guys are running very tight. We see him late on the brakes. Who's going to make it stick? Papa Bless falls back down to 5th. We Sir overtakes with clean precision on the charge now in his final stint of this race. Oh, Sean went incredibly wide in the background on the carousel. Yeah, you know, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt this evening, especially considering he spent like 5 minutes in the car before tonight. So I'm pretty happy with him bringing it home in 7th. That's pretty good. You know, this is a pretty demanding track. It seems his second place Merchant has maybe made a mistake. He's lost 11 seconds to Jeff H. Jeff H working it, cutting the lead down on It's No Use. So 13.5 seconds right now, 13 to 14 seconds. We're just going to watch that in the background. Now We Sir and Papa Bless. This battle has seemed to simmer down for the time being, but it's not over yet, folks. Second place Merchants just 5 seconds up the road, and we watched We Sir close a 5-second gap in a matter of laps in the previous stint. He is charging for a podium finish tonight, but Papa Bless hot on the heels coming into turn 1, using the draft, using the push to pass to stay up to pace. How many did we start with tonight? I think we started with 11, so we've only had 2 retirements. I don't really count because my car technically retired, but that's just so that I could broadcast. So pretty low attrition rate this evening. I'm pretty happy about that. Should have started with 2 more. I don't know where the Tiago guys are. Those guys are real strong drivers. I'm real bummed they couldn't make it here tonight. That would have made the front end fight very interesting. But Jeff H., would just like to point out we were at 13.5 seconds just a moment ago, less than a lap ago. 13.5 to 14 seconds, and it was just briefly down to 13.1. He is creeping in on It's No Use. I don't know if It's No Use is running into some tire wear or potentially just trying to save some fuel to make it to the end of the race. Don't think he needs to. He pit right around lap 35, 37. So he should be able to make the last stint as long as he needs to, unless he went on the soft tire. The soft tire falls off about 5 to 7 laps. So if he ran the soft tire in his final stint, he could be running into a little bit of tire dead. As now the doors seem to be opening over Papa Bless as Weeser starts to open the gap. Jeff H. hard on the charge. The gap is now down to 12.2 seconds. Starts to bounce a little bit, but we're going to call it 12.2, 12.5. It really just depends on where each driver is on the track, but It's No Use. Drove an incredible race tonight. Picture perfect start, picture perfect qualifying. This dude just made it work. When this guy wins, he wins in commanding fashion, folks. Decimated the field at Barcelona, and it seems to be a repeat. Almost seems to be his race to lose this evening. With a 12.6 second lead over the car in P2. As the fight will still rage on. Back behind in 5th and 4th place, Weeser and Papa Bless not done trading blows. The gap starting to shrink a little bit here. And 4 seconds now separate second place Merchant and Weeser on track. Second place Merchant comes through the back stretch. As you see Weeser pop into frame just behind him. Down into Canada corner, just looking to bring this car home in one piece. Plenty of fuel to do it. Likely has the tire deg to do it. Just has to keep it together for one of his best finishes of the season. I think second place Merchant will be thrilled with the recovery from the lap 1 incident, as honestly should we, sir. Guys put on fantastic drives, managed to amass an incredible recovery from a crazy lap 1 incident that actually sent Weeser into the pits for a lengthy period of time to repair. And guys, this is the first time we've seen a 1-0 in the gap to It's No Use. It's No Use is slowly losing ground on Jeff H. With 9 laps to go, I don't think it's going to be enough, but Jeff H. is slowly working that lead down as he's pushing real hard. But folks, it may not be possible. However, if anybody on the field can do it, guys, this is the guy that'll be it. Jeff H., the closer, comes out of nowhere and works his way up to the front of the field. It's now Papa Bless and second place Merchant starting to get into trading blows. Second place Merchant down to 2.5 seconds over Papa Bless. Sean Stewart now in pit lane, seems to have been for repair or fuel. He's got a full tank of fuel, so it might have been for final stop. Glad to see him survive this race. Glad to see that car out on the field. So Weeser chasing down second place Merchant. And this is where the strategies are going to start to play out. Jeff H starting to settle right into a groove. 10 to 11 seconds off of It's No Use. It's No Use seems to have got this race in the bag. But the race for third, guys, I think it's just starting. Second place Merchant losing a little bit of ground lap over lap to We Sir. Papa Bless looking to keep the top 5 finish alive. I think it's very doable. .42 laps in the books. 7 laps to go. 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go. Folks, I hate to say it. I think Jeff H is going to have to stop for fuel before the end of the race. It's looking like he might have short-filled to make this stint fast. And I think it's not going to be enough. I think there's going to need to be a splash for fuel. Likely within the next lap or two, we'll probably see Jeff H back in pit lane as now We Sir closing the door down to 1.2 seconds over second place Merchant. Really trying to make the move happen. As he crosses the line to begin lap 43 or 44. And he gets by second place Merchant. Nice clean pass that I missed because I clicked the wrong name in the leaderboard. But second place Merchant now back down to 4th. We Sir has fought his way up to a podium position. And these guys tussled in the beginning of the race. And they're going to tussle now at the end. Coming through the hurry downs. Lap traffic of Friday up ahead of them. Beside them is going to pick second place Merchant going into turn 3. Late on the brakes all around the board. Falling into the slipstream of We Sir, second place Merchant. Up through 4 and not giving up the distance just yet. Papa Bless now falling behind Friday in the lap traffic there as second place Merchant wants to regain that podium position. This guy wants the recovery from the past 2 rounds. He needs the validation of a step on the podium. With an incredible drive in the hybrids in IMSA, this guy wants to put some results on the board in the Formula USA. And let's be honest, guys, with the recovery he's had, 4th place, I mean, he fell back to the back of the field in a race, in a lap 1 incident. So this is an incredible recovery as Friday is actually battling a little bit with Papa Bless. Papa Bless gets around through Canada Corner, and Jeff H, unfortunately, has dove into pits for fuel, which will likely knock him down to 5th place. What an unfortunate shakeup. And I hate to see that for our championship leader. This will be a short stop. He's just splashing and going, I imagine. Won't be any tires. Oh, no, we've just lost. Was that Matty Ice or it was Friday? Friday is around. Jeff H now leaves pit lane. Second place Merchant getting the pressure from Papa Bless. Papa Bless is going to make the move. Coming down into turn 3. Clears second place Merchant with ease going into 3. On the exit of 4, Merchant has fallen down to 4th. I imagine we're starting to see the end of the tires on the number 22 machine. Welcome to the chat, Daniel Costa. Where the hell are you, man? What a fight we've got unfolding. Jeff H now just going to work to keep the top 5. And second place Merchant dropping down to 4th. We Sir now in second place, and Papa Bless in third. This might be the best finish of both of their seasons. Let's take a look here at Wisu, who currently sits fourth in the championship. This will match his season best, and Papa Bless will beat his season best finish, and both will gain an immense jump in points. It's no use. We'll be sitting at about 253 or 263 points, which would put him in second place with a commanding margin. And points as they run right now, we, sir, will be sitting one moment, I gotta do quick math here. At 245 points, which would put him in third place in the championship. Papa Bless, who is currently sitting seventh in the championship, would gain 35 points tonight, putting him it would jump him up to, it looks like, fifth, sixth in the championship. He would only gain one position, so the gains are immense for this gentleman right here, matching his season best finish, and Papa Bless looking to bring home his personal season best finish. That bottom step on the podium. Jeff H. hard on the charge to try to regain some ground in the last few laps. He has closed the gap down immensely on second place Merchant. He is putting the pressure on. The question is, can he get back to fourth place with just 5 laps remaining? Catching up with the chat here. Trango says the grid doesn't know what they're in for. It's season 3 on the livery end of things. Daniel Costa, I don't have my graphics card. I'll try to race him on my laptop, and when I get my card back, I will go back to formulas again. I'm just not prepared. Well, I hope to see you back in formulas again. Competition is real stiff up at the front, especially with the pit cycles and the strategies. It's been a blast to watch so far. This is the gap now to second place Merchant for Jeff H. is 12 seconds. As he gets around the lap traffic of Friday, going into turn 3. We, sir, with a strong drive tonight, and it's no use, guys. He'll be racing in IMSA in season 3. If I'm anybody in the prototype hybrid category, I might be shaking in my boots a little. This dude controlled the field from the drop of the hat. From green to checkers, this dude's had it. Cannot wait to see what happens in season 3 of IMSA with It's No Use on the docket to join us in the field. We, sir, an unexpected pit stop. It seems to be another fuel miscalculation as he dives in with just 3 laps to go. This is going to terribly crutch his result as Papa Bless now jumps the ladder to second place on the field. Second place Merchant is going to regain third place by cycling ahead in pits. Jeff H. back up to fourth and 10 seconds off of second place Merchant. Daniel, he is absolutely fast. Like, unreal. I don't know if you were there at the Barcelona race, but the dude just, it was another like this. Like, he just beat everybody with commanding fashion. Jeff H., 9 seconds down from second place Merchant with 4 laps to go. Can he gain it? Can he finish on the podium tonight despite an unfortunate fuel miscalculation? As we, sir, now the unfortunate soul that has to accept a top 5 when the top 2 was in his grasp. I think there's a lot of unpredictability tonight in the fuel calculations. Folks coming in when they weren't expecting to. Folks having to come in to splash for fuel when they didn't want to. And boy, has it shaken up. The top field is Papa Bless now making the same mistake and miscalculation. He has to dive in for a last-second splash of fuel.